Hey guys and girls, how y'all doing? Today is August 21st, 2025, and like I said, I'm at the Titanic graveyard in Halifax, Nova Scotia. This is probably my 7th or 8th time visiting, but only a few of them I had my camera. I noticed that every time I come, there always seems to be identification on top of the tombstones. That's amazing that they're able to remember names so long after the tragedy. You just never know who you're gonna see. This is Fairview Lawn Cemetery, where most of Titanic's victims are. And if you look up, you can see that the way the tombstones go, it looks like a ship, the way a ship would be. This cemetery has the most Titanic victims in it. There's two other ones. I visited one of them last time, and there was another one which I actually could not find. It's always really nice to see people have a beautiful headstones erected by Mr. J. Bruce Ismay, whose career in society went downhill after he took a seat in the lifeboat while other women and children went down with the ship. He climbed into one of the boats. It's unacceptable, and he paid that price the rest of his life. I'm really happy that a lot of these names have been, these numbers have turned into names. A lot of third-class passengers are buried here because they weren't able to get to bury their bodies in England. Most of them arrived here penniless, without their husbands. That's a sad tragedy for Titanic. The women do not want to leave their husbands, and most cases they died. They went down together. That was loud. Very nice tombstone. Very nice. So yeah, there's so many names. 1,500 people died, so it's hard to. The Paulson family. Now that entire family died on Titanic, and then in the back of me. I'll show you in a second. Is the tombstone that was erected after a baby was found, a victim of the sinking, and then through DNA testing, eventually they were able to get some DNA to make a comparison, and it turned out the child's name was Sidney Leslie Goodwin. Very young. People thought that it was a child.
To the left for a second? Okay.
They thought it was part of the Paulson family.
Okay, thank you.
There's a little tour guide going around me right now, so I'm trying to get space. They don't want to remove this tombstone because they feel that it represents all of the children who died on the Titanic. Put it into perspective, more first class men survived than third class children. That is very sad. Very sad. It must have been a very sad sight finding this child alone in the water. But it's been fixed, you know. It's great to put a name. Rest in peace. This is a very big one as well. Harrison. Yeah, so many different names. I'm so happy to see that so many have finally been able to be identified. Like here died April 15, 1912, 179 people. John Law Hung. His name was, they called him Jock. He was one of the musicians on board the Titanic. And I think the history goes that John's father did not want anything to do with his child that he had with his young girlfriend. And so he lost his life in the disaster. And I do believe his wife survived to give birth to their child, and his father just would not have it. As far as I know, he did not contribute financially anything to his quote-unquote son. I believe it was his son. I think he just had something against perhaps the mother or whatnot, but they had planned to, I believe, get married and start a family like things were back then. So that's a sad story about Jock Hume. How his family just didn't want him to have anything to do with her, and since he lost his life when the baby got to New York City, to be honest with you right now, I don't know what happened. Eventually, she had the baby eventually months after the disaster. I should correct myself on that. We'll move on. Died. Just a number. Just a number. Not quite sure if I cleared myself on that last one. I said she had the baby not long after he died, which is true. And Jock's family didn't want nothing to do with it. So he never got to see his child. Lots of names. Perfect. All this grass, all the from walking, used to be all grass. But the interest in Titanic is so strong now. Totally strong. It'll never die. Quite a group here right now. Just a number. I often wonder if this is Clint Smith, who, with Colonel Archibald Gracie, said they would remain together till the end. And when the first funnel fell, the creation that he created in the water just suddenly went aft up the boat deck. And Colonel Gracie and his friend Clint Smith survived this massive wave, but Clint was never to be seen again. And we all know Colonel Archibald Gracie's story, how he died in December 1912 due to the health issues he had from this disaster. So if this is Clint Smith, take care, rest in peace.
Right. That's the wrong one.
Okay, I'm back again. There's a lot of people accumulating here today. A lot of these tombstones have names, and it's really good to see. I don't know how they would have suddenly identified somebody after all this time without digging up their grave or whatnot. William Denton Cox, I believe he was a steward, chief steward for first class passengers. Could be wrong, but that's what I believe. Or even some part of the crew, which had a very, very high mortality rate. I believe 400, maybe more stewardesses died in the disaster. It was terrible, the loss of the crew. And people still lay things on Jay Dawson's headstone. It's not Jack Dawson, like in the movie. People still leave little flowers and stuff, and you know, maybe they feel like it plays a part in their Titanic fascination. For some reason, his first name is drawing a blank to me right now. I believe it was Joseph Dawson, and the J. Dawson was just a coincidence. So yeah, his loss, like everybody else's loss, was terrible. But people still go here to Joseph Dawson, which I'm pretty sure it's Joseph. Keep walking. Sad. Just a number. That name sounds familiar. I've often wondered if this was the mother of Millvina Dean, sorry, the father, because they were very young when they went on Titanic, and she was only 2 months old. And he did sadly lose his life. Could be him, not sure. I believe Georgine Millvina Dean died in 2009. There. Wide shot. A lot of people here. Curious, I guess. So there you go. I'll post this on my Titanic section of my page. I finished my tour and I just seen my wife ready to pick me up. Right there.